Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Today I'm reviewing the brand new cigar from Camacho. This is the Camacho Nicaraguan Barrel Aged Toro 6 by 50. There is the density. Has a decent feel in the hand for this cigar of this size. Now, this is the third installment in Camacho's Master Built series, which was launched 2 years ago. This blend is built around a Corojo leaf that has been aged in hand-selected old Flor de Cana rum barrels. The blend includes tobaccos from 5 countries. The filler consists of Esteli Corojo, Honduran Corojo Ligero, and Piloto Cubano. It's produced in Camacho's new Diadema Cigars de Honduras S.A. factory located in Danley, Honduras. So the wrapper is Habano, Ecuador. The binder is Negrito San Andreas from Mexico. And the filler is Honduran Corojo 99 from Nicaragua, Piloto Cubana from San Vincent, Dominican Republic. So that, folks, is pretty much the long and the short of it. I had one of these at the local shop here last week and thought we probably need to review it. So let's get right to it. The new Camacho Nicaraguan barrel-aged Toro. This cigar does sport a lower band at the foot. See if I can get it to. Oh, I see. Sometimes you have to pay attention. Okay. Feels about average. It's not heavy. I wish it was heavy. Good draw. Good draw. Really about perfect. First flavors I'm getting are very nice cedar with quite a bit of brown sugar. There are nice high-pitched caramel notes. There's an element of chocolate in the cigar and a black coffee base. There is a lot of sweetness, but you get the feel of the flavors that it's a little dark noted. The pepper is very good, and it's a very coarse ground pepper. I would put it at about 8 or 8.5. It's very peppery, and you can feel it on the finish. Very peppery too. The finish is sort of. It's really not a great deal there at this point. I guess you would say it's a low level, a weak sort of a chocolate finish. I wouldn't call it cream. The thing you do have is a nice lingering black pepper. You notice that more than the other flavor. So that's how we're starting. It's a good start. The caramel really gives it some high pitched notes. It's very sharp caramel. Does that make sense? Because you've got the brown sugar and it's a little middle to lower flavor, a lot very deep. You got the cedar, the chocolate, which there is chocolate in this cigar. You can taste it, and then the very bottom is coffee. Well, then the caramel gives it a little spike of high pitched sweetness. Very good. So let's see where we go from here. Well, I'm about 2 inches in, and There's a little whipping cream. It's a minor amount, but it's in the mix. You really get a lot of the cedar, the caramel, and the chocolate notes. The whipping cream is just sort of thrown in the middle there. Pepper is still very good. It's lingering very nice on the finish. The finish is still really odd and sort of subdued, sort of bland. I guess you would call it sort of a mix of very weak caramel and chocolate. It really has no flavor per se. It's sort of a paste of those flavors, but it's not very sweet. The cigar is medium body. The front end flavors are very nice. The finish is bland, but the pepper is really good. So it's sort of we're all over the page here. If you close your eyes and imagine that these should taste like rum or some aspect of it, because some of the leaves were aged in rum barrels, you can probably make yourself taste rum or a rum like flavor. Maybe it's the heavy caramel and brown sugar mixing up and sort of making it feel that taste that way. I don't know, but it's there appears to be some effect from the aging, but that's where we are about 2 inches in. Let's see what happens next. Well, I'm a little past the midpoint, or right at it, and there is a flavor that is toning down or squashing some of the sweetness, and the only thing I can attribute it to is a nutmeg. It is a dry nutmeg, which is squashing the caramel and brown sugar. You still get it, but it's weakened by what appears to be a nutmeg, and that flavor seems to be what I'm getting on the finish. Now that I get it on the front end, still medium body, maybe leaning a little bit toward medium full. The pepper is very good, especially on the finish. Finish has this much more sweetness in it right now. You still have the cedar is starting to taste more like a dry cedar, and the caramel is there to help with a little bit of high pitched flavor. Of course, you're being held down by that nutmeg type flavor, and the chocolate and brown sugar. The brown sugar is really weak right now, and of course the coffee base, which I never talk about because if it's there, it's there. But it at this point, the cigar usually is at its peak, and it's like something is on top of it, holding it down, restraining it. It hasn't killed the cigar, but it's not helped it. So now I want to see what happens next. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. It sort of followed the same pattern in the last segment. Maybe the sweetness went up a little bit, but the definite introduction of nutmeg held it down. The cedar is a dry cedar, has a touch of brown sugar. The caramel is very hard to detect now, and the whipping cream notes are there, but they're very faint. The chocolate notes are still there, and the coffee notes. The pepper is very, very good. on the finish. Finish is sort of a little bit sweeter now. It's a little more in the cream area. I can't help but say there's some of that nutmeg on the finish also. And it's not great. It's not a great, nice finish, but the lingering pepper is amazing. It's very good. Medium to full body. This cigar started out pretty nice, and with the introduction of what I'm calling that nutmeg, really held the flavors down, and it sort of blanketed it so that it detracted for me from the overall flavors. I understand from the local shop owner that these are doing very well among you, or at least around here, selling very well. I thought it was an average cigar in the aspect of the subdued flavors. They just didn't pop. So for me, at this stage, I'm rating it a 90. Now this would be a good point, a good time to point out that beginning next year, I will be revamping my scoring to get more in line with the other reviewers so that the number reflects sort of a universal number. Next year, this would be an 85. My range is going to be, my starting point is 85, whereas now it's 90. So I will have a detailed video, the next video, of how the new scoring will be done. But for now, this is a 90 in this year's rating system. Next year will be 85. And you'll understand when you see the video. These are on shelves, and I have links to them in the blog that you can try them yourself. So there you have it. The Camacho Nicaraguan Barrel Aged Toro 90.